And welcome to another edition of NHL 20. This is Jared Fowler here, coming to you live from the great state of Texas. Bringing you more WPHL hockey action here on SGTV, Sports Gaming TV. And today's game, the Central Texas Stampede will continue their 4-game road trip as they head out to Mississippi to take on the Tupelo T-Rex. About to throw things out to the Bancorp South Arena here in just a moment. Before we do, we're going to reveal the lineup. We'll check out the lineups of the Central Texas Stampede. They are the visiting team here today. Forwards are Kyle Shemp, Mitch Moros, and Tony Calderon. On defense, Andre Valla and Colton Saucerman. And tentative starting goaltender is Brian James. And the head coach for the Stampede is Jacques the Mailman Mayotte. Here are the starting lineup for the hometown Tupelo T-Rex. The forwards are John Albert, Mike Hedden, and Alexis Diost. And the defensemen are Jacob Sitterholm and Dalton Thrower. And the tentative starting goaltender is Griffin Outhouse for head coach Joe Van Volsen and the Tupelo T-Rex. So if you've enjoyed the game so far that I brought to you here, this simulation game, this is CPU versus CPU. And about to head out to the Bancorp South Arena in Tupelo, Mississippi. Stampede and T-Rex is up next. And live from the Bancorp South Arena in Tupelo, Mississippi, this is Jared Fowler bringing you live coverage of Central Texas Stampede hockey on SGTV. Stampede looking for their second win in a row as they will take on Griffin Outhouse in the Tupelo T-Rex. Outhouse in goal for the T-Rex is 0-for-1 on the season. T-Rex looking for their first win of the season. And there you see Brian James, the rookie out of Boston College, brush off his national championship victory in the Frozen Four just a couple of months ago. John Albert for the T-Rex against Kyle Shemp for the Stampede, and we're about to get underway. And the puck has dropped, and we're underway. Caleb Saucerman for the Stampede. Dishes it up to Kyle Shemp. Shemp up to Saucerman. Into the T-Rex zone. Centering pass down to Shrimp, and a save by Outhouse. Stampede had a hold off in their last game. The Stampede had to hold off a late rally by the Amarillo Rattlers, but they were able to hold on for the 5-3 victory. T-Rex won the draw. Thrower up to Sitterholm. Sitterholm moves it up to... And breaks it up for the corner. Pass to Albert. Pass intercepted by Saucerman. Here comes the Stampede. Tony Calderon with the puck now. Calderon sends it back to Caleb Saucerman back at center. Saucerman up to Calderon. Starts up on the attack. Calderon up in the corner. Centering pass to Kyle Shemp. And puck checked away. Shemp maintained possession and the shot goes wide of the net. Shemp with the rebound. Sends it back to the point. Shemp still with it. Back to Saucerman. Saucerman sends it back along the boards where it's picked up behind the net. Battle for the puck down the corner, picked up by John Albert. Albert and Tupelo on the attack now. John Albert still with it and knocked off the puck to picked up by Kyle Shemp. Saucerman with it now and intercepted by Diost. Centering pass to John Albert and a save by Brian James. Here's Marc-Olivier Waugh. Tony Calderon with it now, intercepted by Doust. Sends it up to Mike Hedden. Mike Hedden with the puck, centering pass. Picked off by Caleb Saucerman, and the Stampede will take over. Up to Colby McCauley. McCauley up to Anderson. Saucerman, excuse me. Centering pass to Waugh, knocked off the puck. And picked up by Warren. Here come the T-Rex. Warren up to Mike Hedden. Hedden plays it down along the boards. Centering pass to Shiplow. And a save by Brian James, where it's played by Saucerman. And Andrzejczyk now with the puck. Andrzejczyk plays it up to Tupelo. Andrzejczyk centering pass to Valla. Valla with a shot and a glove save by Outhouse, and he'll cover. Both teams coming out hard here in today's game. Glad to bring you more exciting WPHL hockey here. Nightcap last night, the Austin Ice Bats dropped their opener to the Waco Wizards 2-1. Be back later on today for more WPHL hockey. Tupelo wins the draw. Clark with the puck now. Moving up on the attack. Clark looking for a pass and got a penalty coming up against Tupelo. And there's the whistle by the ref. And it's going to be hooking against the T-Rex. At 12:35 remaining in the first period. No score in this game. And Clark will go to the box for hooking. Emerson Clark at 7:25, 2 minutes for hooking. So the Stampede will have the first power play of the game. Waugh against Dowda. And Stampede won the draw, picked up by Tupelo. And Phillips plays it up along the boards to Randa. Puck is loose, picked up by Danda. Puck poke checked away, and here's Will Merchant. Up to Colby McCauley. And another penalty coming up against Tupelo. It's going to be a 5-on-3. Here's a shot and a save by Outhouse. There's the touch-up. And the Stampede will have a 2-man advantage. And it looks like Adam Dowda will go to the box for tripping. Adam Dowda, 2 minutes for tripping at 7:46 of the first period. And the Stampede has a 2-man advantage for 1:39. Lang against Waugh. Stampede win the draw. Here's White. Centering pass to McCauley. Puck is loose down in the corner. And pinned up against the board. Picked up. One-timer and shot goes wide in the net. Picked up by Lang. And he clears it out of the zone and into the Tupelo bench. Dalton Thrower. Getting into the way of that slap shot. And looks like Will Merchant is getting off to the bench. Looks like he's limping. Getting looked at by the trainer on the Stampede bench. Looks like Thor might be able to stay in the game. We'll keep you posted, folks. Mercer against Waugh. Back in the Tupelo zone. Tupelo wins the draw. Phillips clears it out of the zone. And the Stampede will have to regroup. Puck is played by Nellis. Nellis starts up in the attack. Nellis still with it. Sits it down to McCauley. McCauley looking for the centering pass. Shot and a save by Outhouse. So 1:12 remaining in the 2-man advantage. Face off at center ice. Face off won by White. Shot and a save by Outhouse. Morrow's back up to Andrusak. White down, sends a centering pass to Andrusak. Good shot and a save by Outhouse. So 1:03 remaining in the 2-man advantage. Face off, won by the T-Rex, and they'll clear it out of the zone. Andrusak plays the puck back behind the net, sends it up to Tony Calderon. Calderon starts up on the attack. And looking, knocked off the puck, and once again cleared by the T-Rex. Looking for Mitch Morrows on that one, but Morrows was knocked off the puck. And here's Tupelo with a shorthanded chance up to Lang, down to Thrower, up to Hamilton. Trying to kill some time off the clock. And knocked into the boards, and the Stampede will take over. Here's Tony Calderon. Calderon. Up in the Tupelo zone, centering pass to White. White maneuvering for a shot, backhand shot and a save by Outhouse. Thrower will clear it out of the zone, and down to 10 seconds remaining in the 2-man advantage. Here's Lang. Up to McCauley. McCauley with the puck now. Down to Shemp. Down to Will Merchant. Will Merchant centering up to intercepted by Lang, and the power play is almost over. Good job by Tupelo on keeping the Stampede off the board. Puck is played up to Colby McCauley. 4 seconds remaining in the minor. Shemp maneuvering for a shot, poke checked away, and here come the T-Rex. Warren out to Dowda, out of the penalty box. Tupelo now on the attack. Dowda still with it. Plays it back behind the net up to Warren. Warren sends it back to the point. Played up to Warren. And intercepted by Kawada. Kawada with the puck now. Stampede on the attack. Here's Kawada maneuvering for a shot. Can't get a shot off. Plays it back behind the net. Centering pass. And a save by Outhouse. And he'll cover. 8:34 remaining in the first period. No score between Tupelo and Central Texas. Sopinski against Mercier. And Stampede win the draw. Here's Knox. Up to Jago. Kanzik up to Kawada. And battle for the puck along the boards. And cleared out to center. It's picked up by Jago. Jago up to Kawada, up to Brett Sapinski. Knots with the puck now. And offside is the call. We'll have a face-off back at center. Face-off at center ice. 7:37 remaining in the first period. Stampede 8-1 in the shots, but that was due to the two-man advantage by the T-Rex. Clark with the puck now. Clark moving into the Stampede zone. Sends it back to the point. Centering pass is intercepted. Here comes Noss. And Noss poke checked off the puck. Up to Shiplow at center. Harrison with the puck for the T-Rex. Here's Clark. Poke checked away, but Clark's able to maintain position. Plays the puck up into the corner. Sends it back to the point to Cedarholm. And a save by Brian James. That's only the second shot of the game by the Tupelo T-Rex. Good hard slap shot from defenseman Colton Saucerman. Jacob Cedarholm. Albert against Nellis. Stampede win the draw. Here's Golchowski up to White. A.J. White, 2-on-2 the other way. Here comes Will Merchant down to A.J. White. White centering pass to Nellis. Centering pass, one-timer, and a save by Outhouse. Fausto up to Thrower. Thrower back to Mike Hedden. Hedden's into the Stampede zone. Hedden sends it back to the point. Down to Cedarholm. Centering pass to Mike Hedden. Back to Thrower. Mike Hedden with the puck now. Centering pass and a save by James. Mike Hedden back behind the net. Centering pass, shot, and another glove save by Brian James, and no cover with 4:11 remaining in the first period. AC Rabbit wins the help for the T-Rex. Caleb Saucerman up to Andrusak. Here come the Stampede. Andrusak centering down to Colby McCauley, back to Waugh. Waugh and a glove save by Outhouse, and no cover. Another face-off back in the Tupelo zone. Still no score in this game. Stampede in their road red unis. T-Rex and the home whites. Waugh against Rabbit. And Stampede won another one. McCauley, wrist shot, they score! And finally the Stampede get on the board. And it's Andrusak with the goal. Zach Andrusak. First goal of the season at 16:37, and the Stampede take a 1-0 lead. Right off the face-off, and Andrusak was wide open for the goal. And since it passed, Outhouse. So we finally have our first goal of the game. And it goes to Zach Andrusak. 3:23 remaining in the first period, 1-0 Centex. Tupelo wins the draw. Clark with the puck. Plays the puck at center. Starts up on the attack up to Rabbit. Rabbit up to Hamilton. Hamilton with a wrist shot and a save by James. And he'll hold on. As I mentioned at the top of the telecast, Brian James, the rookie. Highly sought, surprisingly went undrafted in the NHL draft, but he signed with the Stampede in the offseason. Coming out, leading Boston College to a national championship victory in the Frozen Four. Caleb Saucerman with the puck now, up to Andrusak. A little over 2 minutes remaining, 1-0 Centex. Colby McCauley into the Tupelo zone. McCauley still with it, poke checked away, but McCauley retains possession. Battle for the puck up in the corner, and picked away by Warren, but it's picked off by the Stampede. Centering pass blocked by Clark. And here comes Clark on the play. Clark, centering pass, poke checked away, and the puck is loose at center. It'll be picked up by Tupelo. 1 minute remaining in the period. And the puck is loose back in the Tupelo zone, where it's picked up by the Stampede. It's a backhand shot and a save by Outhouse. Kyle Shump looking to give the Stampede a 2-0 lead. And we'll have a face-off back in the Tupelo zone with 16 seconds remaining in the first period. Face-offs won. 8 for the Stampede, 7 for the T-Rex. Face-off won by the Stampede. Here's Jago from the point. And picked away, and here comes Dowda. 5 seconds remaining. Tupelo trying to get one last rush in. We're back to the point. Slap shot just wide of the net. Another slap shot, and puck is blocked. And that's the end of the first period. So only one goal so far, and it was for Zach Andrusak for the Stampede. And that's where we stand after one. So at the end of one, after the first 20 minutes to play, our score, Central Texas Stampede 1, Tupelo T-Rex 0. And we'll be back with the first period statistics. And we're back, fans. 1-0 Syntax after the first period of play. They lead the Tupelo T-Rex 1-0. Stampede controlled pretty much the tempo of the first period. Of course, they had a 2-minute advantage to start the game off, but were unsuccessful. Total shots on goal after 20 minutes of play: 12 for the Stampede, 5 for the T-Rex. 3 hits for the T-Rex, 2 for the Stampede. Time on the attack: 2:41 for the Stampede, 2:36 for the T-Rex. Faceoffs won: 9 for the Stampede, 7 for the T-Rex. And 2 penalties so far, both on Tupelo. And 4 minutes for the Tupelo T-Rex, and the Stampede had 2 minutes 21 seconds of power play minutes, and were 0 for 2 on both penalties. About to head out back to center ice here, about to start the second period. Great capacity crowd on hand here at the Bancorp South Arena here in Tupelo, Mississippi. Albert against Kyle Shemp. Stampede win the draw. Here's Souserman. Souserman sends it up on the boards. Into the Tupelo zone. Souserman still with it. Looking for the one-timer. He scores! Kyle Shemp. And the Stampede have a 2-0 lead. Second goal of the season just 33 seconds into the second period. And Shemp has another goal. Second of the season. Perfect one-timer from Caleb Souserman, and the Stampede have a 2-0 lead. So just 33 seconds into the second period, it's Kyle Shemp connecting for his second of the season. Caleb Souserman on the assist. Stampede win the draw. Down to Vala, up to Tony Calderon. Calderon moves it along the boards and picked up by Moros. Moros poke checked away by Cedarholm, and here come the T-Rex. Cedarholm with the puck now. Moves it along the boards where it's picked up behind the net by Vala. Vala sends it down to Souserman. Kyle Shemp with the puck now. Shemp still with it, moves it up to Mitch Moros. Moros into the Tupelo zone. Moros still with it. Sending it up to Kyle Shemp. It's picked up by Calderon back behind the net. Sends it back to the point to Souserman. Up to Calderon, up to Kyle Shemp now. Shemp retains possession, up to Souserman. Centering pass to Mitch Moros, and his puck goes wide of the net. And picked up by Cedarholm, and here comes Tupelo. and knocked off the puck and picked up by Souserman. Here come the Stampede right back on the attack. And they'll send it along the boards. And it's picked up by Dalton Thrower, knocked into the boards. Thrower knocked into the boards by the Stampede defenseman. Here comes Tupelo on the attack. Mike Hayden with the puck. Centering pass, slap shot, and a save by Brian James. Picked up by Albert. Albert down to Mike Hayden. Albert with it. Albert still with it. Maneuvering for a shot, and just wide of the net. Picked up by Caleb Souserman. Here comes the Stampede on the attack. McCauley, centering pass. Puck is saved by Outhouse, and he'll cover. 14:22 remaining in the second period. 2-0 Centex. Rabbit against Waugh in the face-off circle. Face-off in the Tupelo zone. Face-off won by the Stampede. Here's Keegan Kanzik. Back to McCauley. Back to Jago. Up to Kanzik. Down to Jago. Jago down to Waugh. Waugh still with it. Centering pass. And back to Kanzik. Kanzik maneuvering for a shot. Cannot get one off. Back to Jago. Here's Colby McCauley. And puck is intercepted by Rabbit. And here come the T-Rex. Rabbit with the puck sends it down to Warren. Warren trying to maneuver for a pass. Centering pass to Hamilton. Hamilton with a shot and a save by James. 12:40 remaining in the second period. Face off back in the Stampede zone. It'll be Dowda against Nellis. Face off won by the T-Rex. Puck played by Lang. Centering pass and a save by James. Picked up by Norrish. Norrish moving up on the attack now. Norrish into the Tupelo zone. Norrish still plays it down to the corner. Pegs it back to the point. Up to A.J. White. Up to Kluchowski. Kluchowski sends it back down to Norrish. Back and forth between Norrish and intercepted by Lang. And here come the T-Rex. Lang up to Mingo. Mingo up to Dowda. Dowda up to Hamilton. Got a brief timeout on the ice, folks. 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. Gotta have groceries during a time like this, and with me being autoimmune, unable to get them, so my parents are getting them for me. That's due to my autoimmune disease. Back to action here in Tupelo. T-Rex with a puck. Centering pass is picked up by Dowda. Dowda picked off by Kawada, and here come the Stampede. Kawada into the Tupelo zone, still with it, sends it back to the point, and no one there. Goes all the way back down to the Stampede zone. It'll be played by Mercier. And kicked away by Mercier. Centering pass. And off the post. Harrison. Down to Martin. Martin back to the point. Plays up along the wing up to Clark. And picked off by Nas. And here comes the Stampede. Kawada with the puck. Centering pass to Jago. Kanzik with the puck. Up to Nas. Nas looking for a centering pass. Sends it back to the point, up to Kanzik, up to Kawada, and knocked off the puck by Shiplow. And here comes Mercier. Mercier. Up to Shiplow. Back up to Clark. Here's Mercier. Slap shot and a glove save by Brian James, and he'll hold on. So 6:40 remaining in the second period. 2-0 Stampede. Stampede really controlling much of this game here. Kyle Shemp against Rabbit in the face-off circle. And Stampede win the draw. Vala with the puck. Starts up on the attack. Vala still with it. Vala looking for a centering pass. Is picked off by Hamilton. And Hamilton up to Lacey Rabbit. Here comes Rabbit on the attack. Rabbit looking for a centering pass down to Clark. Clark shot is blocked, picked up by Vala. Vala sends it down to Tony Calderon. Calderon up to Mitch Moros. Moros slap shot and a glove save by Outhouse. And he'll cover. T-Rex 0-1 in the young season. Stampede 1-0. Looking to go 2-0. Face-off back in the Tupelo zone. Face-off won by the T-Rex. Dalton thrower up to Cedarholm. Cedarholm up to Clark. Clark up on the attack. Centering pass to Rabbit. Wrist shot by Rabbit and a save by James. Caleb Saucerman starting up on the attack for the Stampede. Stampede with the puck now. Up to Vala. Centering pass and a glove save by Outhouse. And he'll cover. Pretty good defensive showing between these two teams, but so far, Central Texas has more shots, and they have a 2-0 lead. Marc-Olivier Waugh against Wasey Rabbit in the face-off circle. Face-off won by the Stampede. Here's Norrish. Shot is blocked. And it's picked up by Saucerman. Norrish up to Noss. Slap shot deflected wide by Outhouse. Warren picks up the puck. Puck is loose. And knocked into the boards, but picked up by the T-Rex. And here comes Warren on the attack. Warren knocked into the boards. Picked up by Rabbit. Rabbit maintains control and poke checked away by Norrish. Played back behind the net. Sent up along the boards by Gluchowski. Up to McCauley. McCauley passes back to Norrish. 3-on-2 the other way. Here comes Norrish on the attack. Norrish maneuvering for a shot and a glove save by Outhouse. And he'll cover with 1:24 remaining in the second period. Good exciting WPHL action coming to you live more a little bit later on here on SGTV. Face off won by the T-Rex. T-Rex on the attack. 3-on-2 the other way. Here's Doust. 1 minute remaining in the period. Glove saved by Brian James. Brian James known for his quickness. Hand-to-eye coordination. Not sure why anyone would pass up on him in the draft. But he's definitely a future NHLer for sure. Now here in the developmental league, which is being used by the NHL. Face-off won by the T-Rex. Phillips up to Doust. Doust centering pass to Hayden. Up back to Phillips. Up to Hamilton. Back to Phillips. Phillips winds up. Kick save by James. Doust with the puck. Doust trying to maneuver for a shot. Sends it back to the point to Phillips. Phillips sends it up to Albert. John Albert with a wrist shot is blocked. Rebound. Albert and a save by James with 1 second remaining. T-Rex trying desperately to get on the board. Try to make a game out of this. So far, they haven't been able to solve Brian James. 1 second remaining on the clock. This will be the final face-off of the second period. And won by the Stampede. Horn sounds. And after 40 minutes, it's a 2-0 score.
Hey, hockey fans. Follow the team all season long on the radio for every minute of play.
Take a look at some of the highlights in the second period. And here's the only goal of the second period, which was scored by Kyle Schemp, our scorer after 2. Central Texas Stampede 2, Tupelo T-Rex 0. And we'll be back with the second intermission report. And welcome back to Tupelo, Mississippi. 2-0 Stampede leading the Tupelo T-Rex after 2 periods. Take a look at the second intermission statistics. Total shots on goal. 18 shots for the Stampede, 13 for the T-Rex. Time on the attack, 5:59 for the Stampede, 5:09 for the T-Rex. Face-offs won, 15 for the Stampede, 11 for the T-Rex. And still only 2 penalties, both to the T-Rex with 4 minutes. 4 penalty minutes on the Tupelo T-Rex. Stampede, 2:21 power play minutes and 0-for-2 on the power play. As we're prepared to start the third and final period of play. Can Tupelo get back into this game? We'll find out soon enough. So far, this capacity crowd here in Tupelo hasn't had very much to cheer about. John Albert against Kyle Schemp in the face-off circle. And we are underway here in the third period. Cedarholm moves up to Mike Hedden. Hedden up to Albert. Picked off by Mitch Moros up to Tony Calderon. Calderon up to Schemp. Down to Moros. Moros maneuvering for a shot, can't get one off. And knocked into the boards, and intercepted by Foster, picked up by Calderon. Puck is loose in the Tupelo zone, picked up by Salserman. Salserman out to Calderon, intercepted by Albert. And here comes Doust for the T-Rex. T-Rex trying to get on the board. Here's Doust maneuvering. Cannot get a shot off. Albert back to Doust, and knocked off the puck. And here's a shot, backhanded save. Backhand shot saved by Brian James. Puck is picked up by Doust. Centering pass, slap shot, and another save by Brian James, and he'll cover. So the third period starts off with Tupelo trying to make a push to get on the board. There you see Tupelo head coach Joe Van Bolsen looking visibly frustrated here, but a big hit by Mitch Moros. A little bit slow to get up there. And looks like Mike Hayden is injured. Hayden is heading off to the locker room. We'll keep you posted on the condition of Mike Hayden. He was injured off that big hit by Mitch Moros. Face off back in the Stampede zone. Face off won by the Stampede. And Kansas, delayed penalty coming up against the T-Rex. Brian James leads the net. Here comes the Stampede. And puck is touched up. And Tupelo will have their third penalty of the game. It's going to be a tripping minor. So Brendan Warren will go to the box for tripping early in the third period. Brendan Warren, 2 minutes for tripping at 3:22, and will face off back in the Tupelo zone. The third power play of the game for the Stampede. Olivier Waugh. Marc-Olivier Waugh wins the draw. White, centering pass, and a save by Outhouse. And Tupelo clears it out of the zone. White with the puck now, sends it up to Will Merchant. Merchant, centering pass to Andrusak. Andrusak, stick handling into the zone, down to A.J. White. Here's Will Merchant, sends it back to White. Merchant back to White again. And White maneuvers for a shot, and deflected wide, and cleared out of the zone. Zach Andrusak with the puck now. Andrusak sends it up to Marc-Olivier Waugh. Waugh skating into the zone. Centering pass, shot, and saved by Outhouse. Picked up by Dowda and cleared out of the zone. Puck is played by Zach Andrusak. Andrusak up to Will Merchant. Merchant into the zone, still with it. Sends it down to A.J. White. White moves in. Andrusak with a slap shot deflected wide by Outhouse, and he'll cover. Zach Andrusak with a slap shot from the point. Already has one goal on the night. Face off back in the Tupelo zone. Kyle Shemp against John Albert. 58 seconds remaining in the tripping minor to Warren. Tupelo wins the draw, but picked up by Kyle Shemp. Moros with a shot and a glove save by Outhouse, and he'll cover again. T-Rex losing a key player earlier on, and that was Mike Hayden after the big hit from Mitch Moros. Hayden has since left the game. No word yet on Mike Hayden. T-Rex win the draw. Here's Lang, and he clears the puck out of the zone. Puck is played by Nellis. Nellis down to Kyle Shemp. Shemp up into the zone. And puck is knocked loose, picked up by Albert, and he'll clear again. Nellis plays the puck back behind the net. Nellis starts up on the attack. Sends it up to Mitch Moros. Moros trying to maneuver for a shot. Slap shot and a glove save by Outhouse, and he'll cover. 21 seconds remaining in the tripping minor to Brendan Warren. 14:59 remaining in regulation. 2-0 Central Texas. Face off back in the T-Rex zone. Shemp wins the draw. Here's Nellis. Tony Calderon with a shot and another save by Outhouse, and he'll cover again. Stampede trying to make a push to put this game out of reach. Looking for their second victory of the season. 16 seconds remaining on the tripping minor. Stampede win the draw. Here's up to Caleb Salserman. Salserman up to Calderon. Up to Salserman. Moros with the puck, sends it back to the point to Nellis. Nellis up to Calderon. Looking for a one-timer and intercepted by Lang. Kills some time up the center off the... And 2 seconds. One. The penalty is over. Back to full strength. Here comes Nellis moving in for a shot. Shot is blocked by the T-Rex defenseman, picked up by Shiplow. Doused up to Phillips. Up to Lang. Lang sends it back up to Phillips. Here's Phillips maneuvering for a shot, and a save by Brian James, and he'll cover. It looks like we got a little bit of extracurricular activity here, and we got a fight here. First fight of the game, and it's going to be Anthony Nellis one-on-one with Alexis Doust. Doust against Anthony Nellis. And they're still throwing punches up there. Refs are letting them go. Crowd getting fired up. And a good shot by Doust. Still going with Nellis, and Nellis gets a shot in. And Nellis loses his helmet. One of the refs going to get in to break this one up. They're still going. Doust getting another shot in. Both players still going. There's going to be some ejections here. And Nellis gets another shot. Nellis lost his helmet. They are still going. This is a good, long, drawn-out fight here. And finally, Doust gets the upper hand, and that gives the fans something to cheer about as Doust waves to the crowd. And they both, Doust with the challenge to Anthony Nellis, and both decide to go, and Doust comes out on top. So both players will leave the ice. That's an automatic ejection in the WPHL. As players are really thinking about safety, Anthony Nellis has a game misconduct as well as Alexis Doust. So both teams will be skating with one skater down. Of course, the Tupelo T-Rex already lost Mike Hayden, so that's two skaters for them. Marc-Olivier Waugh with the puck now. Sends it up to Andrusak. Andrusak in the Tupelo zone. Andrusak still with it. Sends it back to the point to Yago. Down to Kobe McCauley. One-timer shot and a save by Outhouse. And we got another. Now we got Harrison exchanging words. But they decide not to drop the gloves. Face off back in the Tupelo zone. Rabbit against Marc-Olivier Waugh. Stampede won the draw. And Andrusak's shot is deflected wide. McCauley sends it back to the point and knocked off the puck. And Tupelo will take over. Here comes Brendan Warren. Warren with a wrist shot, slap shot, and just wide of the net. Puck goes all the way down to the other end. Will be played by Shiplow. Shiplow sends it up to center, up to Clark. Clark centering pass to Warren. Warren shot just wide. Picked up by Mitch Moros. Here comes the Stampede. Moros up to Andrusak. Andrusak maneuvering for a shot. Can't get one off. Andrusak still with us. Sends it back to the point to Caleb Saucerman. Intercepted by Clark. And here comes Lang for the T-Rex. Lang up to Clark. Clark still with us. Sends it back to Cedarholm. Shot saved by James. Puck is deflected wide. Picked up by Saucerman. Saucerman with the puck up to A.J. White. Up to Merchant. Merchant knocked into the boards, but passes back to shot and deflected wide by Outhouse. Battle for the puck down in the corner. Stampede coming out with it. Here's a shot by White. Goes wide of the net. Picked up by Cedarholm. Cedarholm passes up to Lang. Here come the T-Rex in the Stampede zone. Lang still with it up in the corner. Centering pass. And poke checked away by Brian James. And he's going to hang on to that one. James caught a part of it with a stick and was able to get his glove down on it. Good hit by Clark. .7:34 remaining in regulation. Stampede leads 2-0. Stampede won the draw. Here's Norris up to Klachowski. Klachowski sends it up to Tony Calderon. 2-on-2 for the Stampede the other way. Here's Klachowski and a glove save by Outhouse, and he'll cover. Kyle Shemp against Alexis against Dauda. Face-off won by the T-Rex. Puck played along the board by Calderon. Calderon sends it back behind the net, plays by Mitch Moros. Back to the point. Is back to Norris. Norris moving in for a shot and deflected wide by Outhouse. Wachowski with the rebound. One-timer just wide of the net. And we got a tie-up between the Stampede player. Puck is still loose. Look. Don't know what's quite going on here, folks. but nobody's playing the puck. And finally, the referee blows the whistle. Don't know what's going on. I don't know what took him so long. Looked like they were just going to go at it. But finally, nobody was playing the puck. Don't know actually what happened there. That's a new one on me, folks. Face-off back on the Tupelo zone. Face-off won by the Stampede. Puck is blocked. Picked up by Mercier. Mercier sends it down to into the Stampede zone. One-timer. Here's Mercier with a shot just wide of the net. Picked up by Norrish. Norrish up to Kawada. Stampede looking to put this game away. Puck is loose back at center. Less than 4 minutes to go. Mercier picks up the puck. Here come the T-Rex. Centering pass to Hamilton. Shot. Rebound. They score! And Emerson Clark finally puts the T-Rex on the board. Everett Clark, his first goal of the season at 16:44 of the third period. And the T-Rex finally get one past Brian James, and they cut the deficit to 1. Stampede leads 2-1, but we're getting late here in the third period. Finally, the hometown T-Rex give their fans something to cheer about. So we're going to keep on an eye on goaltender Griffin Outhouse. 3:16 remaining in regulation. John Albert against Marc-Olivier Waugh. Clark with the goal. Hamilton on the assist. Stampede won the draw. Vala coughs up the rebound to Albert. Here comes Warren. Tupelo trying to tie the game, sends it back to the point. Up to Albert. Poke checked away, and here comes Kobe McCauley. 2:20 and counting. McCauley centering pass to Andrusak. Andrusak can't get a shot off, but it will be covered by Outhouse, and we'll have a face-off back in the Tupelo zone with 1:57 remaining in regulation. And Andrusak exchanging words with the Tupelo defenseman. Brian Sapinski against John Elbert. Face-off won by the T-Rex. Hamilton, puck checked into the zone, and got a battle for the puck along the boards, and it's picked up by the Stampede. Centering pass to Kawada, and here's a shot. Rebound. No rebound on the play. It's picked up by John Elbert. Here comes the Tupelo T-Rex on the attack. 1 minute of play in the period. Outhouse still in goal. Here's John Albert on the attack. Puck is poke checked away. Here comes Sapinski. 50 seconds to go. The Stampede will get a line change. Griffin Outhouse coming out of the net. There goes Albert up to Warren. And no, Outhouse is way back in. It's intercepted by Kawada. Stampede trying to kill time. Shot is blocked, goes wide. It's picked up by Martin. Puck is loose back behind the Tupelo net. Picked up by Shiplow. 30 seconds remaining. And here comes Outhouse. Empty net on the other end. Centering pass to Mercier. Picked up by Jago. And Sapinski has it. Puck is loose at center. Picked up by Martin. Right, Sapinski still has it. Picked up by Calderon. Calderon just misses the empty net. And kicked into the empty net. But wait a second. The puck was loose. And it looks like goal is under review. This is odd. Harrison trying to keep from kicking it into his own net, but it looked like it was kicked in by Tony Calderon. If it was a kicking motion, this goal will not count. And this is an empty net goal if it does count. And I've seen crazier things in hockey, but looks like Harrison looked like he lost his balance and trying to keep it from going into his own net. But here comes Tony Calderon. He kicked the puck into his net. But the goal is still under review. Will it count? I don't know about this one. Here's the official decision. No goal, so we're going to play. So we'll have a face-off back in the Tupelo zone. Outhouse will have to come back in goal. Outhouse back in net for the T-Rex. 17 seconds remaining. Can Tupelo get one last rush in to tie the game? Stampede win the draw, picked up by the T-Rex. Cedarholm with the puck, starts up in the attack. Here comes Outhouse. Cedarholm still with it, 10 seconds to go. Maneuvering for a shot and a save by Brian James, picked up by Outhouse. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Vela will clear it out of the zone. The horn sounds, and the Stampede hangs on for a 2-1 victory over the Tupelo T-Rex. So kind of an odd ending to this game. It looked like the Stampede were going to have an empty net goal, and there was a little bit of an odd ending just a couple of minutes earlier. It looked like those two were just kind of dancing there back in the Tupelo zone. No one was playing the putt. Finally, the referee blew the whistle. But then a questionable goal, empty net goal. Harrison tried to keep the puck from going into his own net as he lost his balance, but then in came Tony Calderon. Looks like he might have accidentally kicked it into the net, but the goal was waved off, and that's how the game would end. Final score, Central Texas Stampede 2, Tupelo T-Rex 1. And let's take a look at the final statistics. Kind of an odd ending here in Tupelo, but nevertheless, the Stampede have a 2-0 with the victory today, 2-0 for the Central Texas Stampede. Tupelo falls to 0-2. Total shots on goal on a 2-1 Stampede victory. 28 shots for the Stampede, 20 for the T-Rex. Both teams with 8 hits apiece. Time on the attack, 8:42 for the Stampede, 7:19 for the T-Rex. Faceoffs won, 23 for the Stampede, 18 for the T-Rex. 21 penalty minutes for the Tupelo T-Rex. That was the Fighting Major. And of course, they did not have a power play in this game, but the Stampede had 3 power plays. They were at 15 penalty minutes. They were 0 for 3. 421 power play minutes. And of course, when you fight in the WPHL, it's a 10-minute misconduct and a game 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. So they got to think about safety first here in the WPHL. Kind of a weird way to end the game. I've seen a lot of crazy things, but nothing like this, folks. Take a look at our action tracker. Not much to write about here. Only 3 goals scored between the two teams. Here is the first goal. That was back in the first period. Zach Andrusek on Garrett Outhouse. With 3:23 remaining in the first period. That got the Stampede on the board. Good wrist shot right off the face-off by Zach Andrusek. No goals were scored in the third period. Or no, there was a goal in the second period. It was Kyle Shemp. Just 33 seconds into the second period, Kyle Shemp puts one past Outhouse in the back of the net. That gave the Stampede a 2-0 lead. But then in the third period, with just 3:16 remaining, Everett Clark finally gets one past Brian James on a rebound. And here's the goal by Everett Clark. There's an initial shot. Clark with the rebound and puts it in the back of the net. And that's as close as the T-Rex would get. Take a look at the 3 stars of the game. The third star of the game from the Tupelo T-Rex is Everett Clark. He got the lone goal for the T-Rex in this contest. Second star of the game is Brian James, 19 saves out of the 20 shots on goal he's faced. And then Griffin Outhouse, in a losing effort, gets the first star of the game. He stopped 26 saves on 28 shots on goal. So he is the player of the game in a losing effort. Well, I hope you enjoyed the game today. And do apologize for a couple of stops in play there. But of course, with the COVID-19 going around here, I'm not allowed. I have an autoimmune disease, so I'm prone to getting COVID-19. And my parents had to pick up some couple of groceries for me. That was the phone call there. I do apologize for that, but that's just the way it is right now. And hope everyone's staying safe. But coming up later on today, we'll have more WPHL hockey coming up for you. And that's going to do it from here. Again, our final score, Central Texas Stampede 2, Tupelo T-Rex 1. This is Jared Fowler saying so long, and thank you for watching Stampede Hockey on Sports Gaming TV.